related to a product. For example, let me write an example. For example, steel used to manufacture a car, right? So the steel used to manufacture a car, we can simply identify that. That for to make each car, how much cost of steel is there, or what amount of steel is required, we can find the cost as well. This is a direct cost and it is a variable cost as well. Na? Obviously, because the more you manufacture car, the more will be the cost of steel. Simple, that is a variable cost. And why it is direct? Because you can directly identify that for each car, how much cost of steel is there. This is what we call it is directly related to a product or it can be directly identified from a product, right? But it can be, it cannot be a variable cost as well. Let me give you an example. And for that, generally it is fine, but still, I need to tell you about that as well. For example, there are two machines. This is machine A. Let me write it there. Machine A. And there is another machine in a factory, let's say, that is, for example, that is a shoe making factory. And there are two machines being operated by workers to produce certain items. Okay, in fact, right there. So machine B. Now there are actually, let's say, three different products which are produced by the business, and they are product A, right? Then product B, and then we have just a minute, and then we have product C, right? So there are three products which are produced using these machines. Now, I say product A is produced using machine A, right? Product C is also produced using machine A, right? So let me just use the this is produced by machine A. This is also produced by machine A. Now, if I talk about product B, let's say it is produced by machine B. Okay? It's not because the name is product B, but just I assumed it. Now, this is produced by machine B. Right? Now, you know, because you study accounting as well, do you know about the term, let me make depreciation? Anyone who can explain me what is that concept
Yes,
all
sir.
about? What
It's,
is it?
it is a fall in the value of asset over a period of time.
Very good. For in the value of a non-current asset with the value with the passage of time. Very good. I can write it here as well, but right now it is not the topic under discussion. So better not to write because we will talk about it in the chapter. Actually, there are some accounting concepts here in business studies as well. I think you must have studied that in grade 10. If not, then I'll be teaching you or rather revising those concepts. Depreciation is a loss in the value of a non-current asset. I'm saying non-current asset means an asset or an item which is kept by the business for more than 1 year, such as machinery, equipment, right, building, vehicles. So these are the items which are kept by the business for more than 1 year. They are used by the business. So they lose their value with the passage of time. Why? Because they get old. There is lot of wear and tear happens in such items. Okay. So machines also get wear and tear, right? So let's say so now depreciation will occur for both machines. Depreciation will occur for both machines. But what is depreciation? Either it is a fixed cost or a variable cost. Tell me, depreciation, is it a fixed cost or a variable cost?
Well, it is a fixed cost.
It is a fixed cost. Very good. Depreciation is a fixed cost. Why? Because it has nothing to do with the output. Either you produce or not. Machine आपकी पड़ी हुई है तो obviously it will get old with the passage of time. Okay, and even if you are using it, so then you need to replace old parts with the new one. Maintenance is required again because the machine is depreciating. Okay, all right. So and the time will come when machine can no longer be used because and we say that the machine has fully depreciated. Now it has the useful life of the machine has gone. Now you cannot use the machine for the purpose you were using. You have to sell it off, or you have to just throw it in a junkyard, or sell it as a scrap. जिसे कहते हैं ना कौड़ियों के भाव बेच देना, तो वो स्क्रैप आप कर सकते हैं फिर इन दैट केस. Depreciation is a fixed cost, right? So for product A and C, if I talk about depreciation of machine A, depreciation of machine A. So can we directly identify that how much depreciation belongs to product A and how much belongs to product C? Can we identify that?
No, sir.
No, very good, because both the products are being produced. How can we say कि machine की जो wear and tear हो रही है वो product A पे कितनी हो रही है, C पे कितनी हो रही है, या हम A में कितनी cost add करें और C में कितनी cost add करें? We cannot identify. Although depreciation हो रही है और वो A और C बना रहे हैं आप उसके ऊपर, but because there are two products, you cannot identify. Again, you cannot directly relate it to the product. That is the definition of the direct cost. You can see that. You cannot directly relate the depreciation of machine A with product A or product C. But you know that depreciation is going on because of using it and producing product A, C, and along with that, with the passage of time and that. Okay, but if I talk about the depreciation of machine B, now whatever loss in the value that is occurring in machine B, right? Machine पहले, let's say it was of 40,000, now it is of 30,000. Okay, because it is being used, time is the span of the useful life of the machine is reducing. So that depreciation can directly be related to product C, right? Despite being a fixed cost, because depreciation is a fixed cost. It has nothing to do with the output, right? With the passage of time, it will depreciate sooner or later. So it is a fixed cost, but it is a direct cost. Direct cost as well. So that is why I wanted to explain it to you as well, that sometimes direct cost can be a fixed cost also. Okay, that's why I had to give that example to you. But generally, again, I'm telling you, generally direct cost is a variable cost. Okay, but on some special occasions, as this is the case, it can be a fixed cost as well. That is why if you write the definition of direct cost as it is the cost which varies with the level of output, it will be wrong. Incorrect answer. You would not get any mark for that. All right. Any question or confusion regarding that? You are clear? All right. Good. So moving onwards. Now we have talked about the direct cost. Now let's talk about indirect cost. Exactly opposite of direct cost. Indirect cost is a cost which cannot be directly related to a cost. Right? Now think about the meat used in the burger. You can see the burger now? So the meat or vegetables used in the burger, you can identify that what cost of vegetables and meat is being used in a burger. This is a direct cost, right? But if you see the other picture, there are lots of cars and they are being repaired in a showroom, okay, or in a factory area. So if you pay the rent of that area as well, so can you directly relate rent to each of the car being maintained? You cannot, right?
No, sir.
So, so that is why it will become an indirect cost because you cannot relate that with any of the products, but still you have to pay for it. So rent is a fixed cost, and generally, indirect cost is a fixed cost. As I told you, rent is an indirect cost because you cannot directly relate it with any of the product, and it is a fixed cost as well. That doesn't matter how many cars you repair, still you have to pay the same amount of rent of the building to the owner, right? So it is fixed as well. Okay, so if in the question while drawing a break-even chart or while finding out the break-even level of output, if they mention indirect cost, so you can assume it as a fixed cost, right? If they mention direct cost, you can assume it as a variable cost. But for calculation only, remember, for calculation only, if they ask you to define it, you cannot define direct cost in the same way you define variable cost. I just mentioned to you, right? Okay. So not identified with each unit of production, associated with performing a range of tasks or producing a range of work. Okay, just leave it. What I explained. And it is also called overhead. So fixed cost, indirect cost, overheads, it is the same name of the cost. Same, it is the name of the same cost. Whatever name we are using, overhead, indirect cost, and fixed cost. All right. Then we have marginal cost. Now, marginal cost, you, I think, yes, you did study in your grade 9, I guess, in economics. Anybody, any idea what is the marginal cost? Or no idea? No? So you have no idea. Marginal cost. This is cost of producing an extra unit of a product. An extra unit of a product. Let me just explain you that as that. Just a minute. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it here. Marginal cost. Okay. What is it is the cost of producing an additional unit of a product. Cost of producing an additional unit. Now, take an example. Let's say there is a product A, okay, and we are producing different units of that product. Product 1, product 2, and then let me drag it somewhere else because 1, 2, this is 1, this is 2, and then now let's say this is product and this is the total cost. Total cost. Right? Now let's say the total cost including the fixed and variable. You know that the sum of fixed and variable cost is the total cost. So I'm not talking about it. I'll just write the total cost. Let's say the total cost is 10 of producing one unit of a product A. Right? And if 2 units are produced, let's say it costs close to 18 or let's say 20. Okay, and then it reaches to 26. So you can see that when you produce more, your total cost also increases. Okay. Now we need to find out the marginal cost. How can we find it out? Let me just write here that this is the definition of marginal cost, right? And we can call it MC. MC stands for marginal cost, right? So now as the definition states that this is the addition to the cost. So for example, you were producing product A. Okay. Earlier there was no cost. So what is the addition? What is the addition? Addition is 10. Right? So I can write here marginal cost is here 10. Okay, because if we assume that when nothing was produced, total cost was 0. Actually, total cost was never 0. You know that because still there has to be some cost which we call fixed cost. So it is better not to calculate it for first year because we do not know the addition. Now, this is easy. How much addition is there in the total cost? Because now one more unit of a product A is produced. So the additional product is a second unit. So what is the addition in the cost to produce it? That is 10. 20 minus 10, right? If I talk about the third unit, what is the addition in the total cost? That is 6. So this is our marginal cost. So this is how we calculated, that is the cost of producing an additional unit of a product. तो पहले हम अगर एक बना रहे थे, जब हमने दूसरा यूनिट बनाया तो उसका जो ऐड क्या हुआ, उसका ऐड 10 हुआ. तो 10 is the marginal cost. Similarly, when we produce a third unit, so what is the addition? Addition is 6. So 6 will be the marginal cost. So that is how we define it, and we can calculate that in this fashion as well. There is actually a way to calculate it as well. That is the formula. Marginal cost is equal to that is change in total cost divided by change in output or unit. Change in output or unit. Now see, you will get the same answer. Just see. Now, if we use the value here, think about product number 2. Okay, this one, product number 2. Now let's put the values in the formula. Change in total cost. How much change is there in the total cost? We can see, we can observe easily. We did that earlier. This is the change in the total cost. 10. So we'll write it there. 10 divided by, what is the change in units? Again, we can easily see that. The change in units is, this is the change. Change in units is 1. Okay? So we'll write it 1 there. Okay? And we'll get the answer 10. That's it. So this is the same answer which we actually found out. See, this is 10 marginal cost. Okay, but this is for the, let me write, this is for the second unit. For the second unit, because the additional unit of the second है ना, first तो पहले था. Similarly, and if you see the marginal cost we found out earlier, वो भी 10 थी जैसे. So दोनों, you can see that both are the same. So you can calculate them in whatever way you want. लेकिन sometimes formula भी देते हैं ना कि formula से calculate करें, उन्होंने आपको value दी. Similarly, we can calculate the other as well. Again, the difference is 6 for the third unit, and the difference in unit is again the 1, right? So we'll write again what change in total cost is 6 and change in units is 1. So we'll get the same answer, that is 6. Again, you can see it's the same which we found out earlier. This is 6 and this is also 6. So same answer is there as well, right? Any question regarding marginal cost? You are most welcome. No question? All right. Good. So let's get back to the slide. Now, so marginal cost is, now see, additional costs for producing one more unit of a product. Okay. extra variable cost will be needed for that one extra unit. So students, you know that when I talk about additional cost, okay, the cost which will be added in the total cost, that is that is the marginal cost. Huh? That would be variable cost as well. Why? Because only the cost which varies with the level of output, that is variable cost. Fixed cost does not vary with the level of output. So if you are adding one more unit and your cost is increasing, so this is just because of variable cost. You know that we discussed it earlier. So that's why I said that the extra, the marginal cost will be the extra variable cost. So the only variable cost changes with the change in the number of cost. This is now average cost again, and we also call it average cost or cost per unit. And this is calculated like this: total cost divided by output. So they can give you a question. Let me just again tell you that if a question comes, what kind of question can come about the average cost? For example, they give you, let's say, a kind of a table. Okay, and they say this is, let's say, fixed cost, and this is, let's say, variable cost. Okay, and we write this is here units of a product are taken, units. So there is unit 1, there is unit 2, for example. And fixed cost is, let's say it is 100. We take the same because you know that fixed cost does not change with the change in the level of output. And variable cost, this is total variable cost. Huh? So I am just the variable cost, you know, that we calculate it like this. That we do variable cost into what? Quantity, output. Right? So this is basically the total variable cost. Okay? So don't get confused. Now, let's say the total variable cost after using this formula, okay, let's say it is 50. Okay, then it goes to 80. Right? Now they can ask you, like for example, find out the average cost at 2 units. Exactly. Find out the average cost at 2 units. So you have to find it out using the formula of average cost. And what is it? Average cost is equal to total cost divided by output. Okay, and what is the total cost? Now you have to find it out. Total cost is the sum of fixed and variable cost. Right? You remember. So it means that because we are finding it out at 2 units, right? So what we have to do, we have to add, we'll ignore this because this is the value at unit 1. This is not the question. We'll take this value 100 and 80 and we'll write it there. Simple as that. This is easy. So we'll get 180 and we'll divide it with 2. So we'll get the answer, that is 90. So add 2 units, the average cost is 90. So that's it. Yeah. Any question regarding average cost?
No, sir.
All right, great. So let's move on then. Okay, now this is a very important concept, and you did study that in economics as in your earlier classes. This is the last topic of the chapter, but this is a very important one as well. Anyone who can actually tell me what is economy of scale? Okay, let me just stop the recording because this is a new topic, so I need to record it again.